Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Black liberation. Um, you know how I go usually. I say, if you are not in health, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever name you call on the Creator, in any of your dialects or any of your languages, may He grant you health. And if you are not healthy, may He give you health. So, been a while. And for this video, I'm probably going to be walking back and forth. Side of the camera. Anything like that, I'll be probably walking back and forth. So just bear with me in my thoughts real quick. Before I continue, and really this is part of the subject. So, update about the sister that was attacked in Harlem when she was at a store, and some brothers attacked her. So our people asking for the police to find them. Adjust the camera. What you mean adjust the camera? With the camera you can't see or something? You can't see, Aki? But so they asked for the police to look for her, and they looking too. I'm hoping, and that's something that's been talked about before, as far as our people doing for self. So in that way, what them dudes did to that sister, that is also part of the black disunity. That's also part of the agenda of black disunity. You see what I'm saying? Because, as I said, in this video, I'll be walking around. So if you don't see me, I'm coming back and forth. But that's part of the black division too. Is when them brothers attack that sister, that's a part of it too, because that makes our sisters not trust our men, and it makes our, some of our men, if you want to call some men, that's of a lower vibration or character, take the side of those dudes that did that. Everybody should be up trying to find them dudes. And I mean, some people are talking about giving them to the police and stuff like that. Do for self is more than just asking and relying on the police to do for you. It is different than asking the police to do for you. But I'm not gonna criticize. But you already know. My viewpoint of thing. The brothers, the community should handle those dudes who did what they did. That's my position. I could get up here and say, hey, they shouldn't be asking the police for help, and blah, 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 which I sincerely believe. And they want to pause on me. Pause. I think this is pause. So, that's just a part that I want to say about that. Now, let's get into this. I hope that them dudes are found, and I hope that the community deals with them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I hope that those dudes is found, and the community, the black community, deals with them dudes. You can't keep talking about the police and keep asking the police to help you. You see what I'm saying? So the community find them dudes. I'm talking about what happened up here. the dudes that was in Harlem and they attacked that sister outside the attacked that sister outside the store when she turned them down. So that's just one part of it that I'm speaking on as far as to black disunity, right? But we're gonna tackle some other things definitely, okay? But that's one of the things. Uh, Black unity is black force. Black force is black power. Black power is black strength. You see what I'm saying? You have to have it all together in order to do something effectively. So when them dudes is found, part of black force, black common unity, black power, you deal with your own. That's my view. Justice. That's right. That's make comments full screen. Okay, so that's been the problem. Okay. Yeah. So that's black justice based upon black unity, based upon black power. You can't say to the police, hey, get them, lock them up, da 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 da. I mean, your people do it, and I understand that people are that's the mentality of a lot of our people. So, but here's the other thing. If you are a person who uses religion, philosophy, your group, your tribe, whatever you have it, if you use that to say that you can't unite with a brother or sister who believes different than you, this is pausing on me. Hold on. I ain't trying to even go for that. Hold on for a second. Okay. So, there. I hope it don't pause on me now. Right? So if you're a person who's using, and I just commented on them dudes that attacked that sister in Harlem, in case you didn't catch this, and that the black community should deal with their own. Okay? It shouldn't be all the time, begging the police to do that for them. Right? Do that for us. And them dudes in Harlem should be caught. That whole community, that them dudes, people know who them dudes is. Okay? So that's just one aspect of black disunity. Okay? Are you part of the black disunity agenda? Right? So hopefully those dudes is caught, and the community deals with them. Now, as I was saying, if you're a person who says who cannot come together in unity, because a brother has a different religion, a brother has a different creed, some say aqidah, has a different philosophy, is part of a different group set. If you a brother or a sister that can't find common ground with another brother and sister, your black brother and sister, and see that we have a common enemy, if you can't come together based on that, then you part of the black disunity agenda. No nation in the world, no people in the world, look all around you. When they want to be a nation, when they want to be a people, they might have differences. The intellect, listen, people are going to always have differences until the day of judgment. People are always going to have differences in thought and to the day of judgment. We have to realize that. Because the intellect of people is on different levels. The reflection capability of people are on different levels. So that means you're going to arrive at what you believe is the truth on different levels. You going out there trying to constantly, all the time, all day, all night, trying to get somebody to your religious perspective, philosophical perspective, even your political perspective. It's not going to happen as far as you all agreeing on that. But when you have a common enemy, and you have a long history of 400 something years, you should by now know there's a common enemy. Okay? So that means then, on a social, psychological understanding, as a people, social, that's a group. Psychological, how you see things and all the things you see. You should understand by now, there's a common enemy. Now everyone is going to have their specific religion, philosophy, spirituality. But if you or a group you belong to, if you make that a means to say, okay, I can't unite with a brother and a sister against a common enemy, you are an agent, a division, a black division and black disunity. Because even in your beliefs, somewhere it should tell you that not everyone is going to agree on the same beliefs. But that it is true, people will still be oppressed by another group. Primary example. Let's do some examples. I talked to a dude. Now I'm going to distinguish because I've spoken on this before, but some people don't catch on. Talked to a dude of the comedic persuasion. I'm going to let this pause because it keeps going. So I'm going to wait. Comedic persuasion, or what he calls comedic persuasion. We're talking. He's always talking about Muslims. He's always talking, and I'm going to get to the Muslims too. He's always talking about Muslims. Why the Arabs did the slavery. Okay, but you talking to a black man or a black woman. You talking to a black man and a black woman about that somebody else did. And you're causing division with me because of what another people did. You're arguing with me based on the level of my intellect and reasoning of what I've arrived at or what I believe is the truth. And then when we see that you're not going to change your position, I'm not going to change my position, now what? I'm standing in front of you saying, hey, I'm about the unity of my people. You standing and saying you about the unity of our people. So that means that on that common ground, that's where we unite. And on our belief, we have to say, I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe, you know what you know, I know what I know. Cool. We don't need to talk about that no more. Now we need to talk about how we're going to unite against a common enemy. You see that? All that other stuff, we're not going to get nowhere. So I say to him, well, listen, I'm going to give you this dialogue real quick. We both know Kim means black. Yeah, okay. Being black does not mean that there's a specific creed or a specific belief. In the ancient, in a certain dialect, in a certain language, at a certain time, they said Kim, which means black. Kemet Tu, Kemet Nu, black land, black people. Okay, in that dialect, then I'm black and you black. We both Kim. In the Hebrew, Ham, hot and black. In the Arabiya, the Arabic, right? Hama'a, hot and black. All the same thing, right? How many Hamayin Masnoon, right? Kalak Hamayin Masnoon. Adam was made, or the first. Let me pause. The first man was made from black mud, molded and shaped. Okay, so we understand this. Yeah, but you got to go by this philosophy, this theology. So I'm like, listen, even many different African nations, they had a concept of a universal God who guided people through any dialect or any language or any time, and this God created all. So you can't say only in Africa. You can't come and try to limit it to a specific culture or specific time, even according to some African traditional beliefs. If you want to call it African, because who determined today where Africa begins on a map and where Africa ends on a map? Who determined that? Wasn't Africans. Some books say that ancient Africa included what we call Arabia now. Ancient Africa included Israel, what people are calling Israel-Palestine now, even on to Iraq. See? So getting into this stuff, we can talk about it. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with talking about it and sharing. But when you take that and you take the difference and you take and make that such, you blow it up so to the point that it becomes a divisionary tactic where the people cannot unite, you are an agent of division and disunity for your people. You are not about black unity. You are not about black power. You are not about black self-determination, because disunity makes your power depart. You want to go read the books of Sun Tzu and the Art of War. He said one of the things you do is you divide an enemy and conquer them. Divide them and conquer them. Cause disunity to them. In the Quran it says, if you have disunity, your power will depart. Quote, end quote. Okay? So that's between those who say they follow what they want to name Kemetic, because you really can't. I mean, in my view, like I told them, you can't really name it that. I said, because Kim is just black. We all black. And even back then, they had monotheists and they had polytheists and they had all people. So you can't try to box it into a polytheistic creed or say it's limited to this part of the continent because of the modern day map of what is called Africa. A lot of them don't understand that the Christian colonialists or the white colonialists, they made that map of what is today where Africa begins at and where Africa ends at. They made that map. And so now you got a modern day Kemet movement or Afrocentric movement, you want to call it that. Really shouldn't even call it that either. Right? Because as a Muslim who's, about the unity of people, that would be considered Afrocentric. So we had that discussion, and I said we have to be about the unity. Yes, you have your belief. Yes, you have your philosophy and what you think people should adhere to. But at the end of the day, we have to agree that me and you and all of us have different levels of intellect, have different levels of reflection on things, and it is a universal principle that people would not agree on a philosophy, a religion, everyone's not going to agree that until the end of the world or day of judgment, or however you believe about that. Okay, so until that time, we need to work together as a people with the common goal of establishing the oppression off of ourselves and us gaining independence for our people from oppression. That's the best thing a person can do, right? So There's that aspect. If you're not on the unity thing, that sees, yes, we can have differences, but we can work together. If you're not on that, you are an agent of black division and black disunity. You are part of that agenda. Now, getting to the Muslim brothers, Muslim brothers, Muslim sisters, man. So, as I just dealt with Afrocentric or quote unquote Kemet and stuff like that in division, let's get on the Muslim brothers, Muslim sisters. Again, the same principle applies. No one, hear me out, no one is going to agree 100% on the same philosophy, theology, and belief. It's not going to happen. Okay? We can share. It's good to share. It's good to talk. It's good to share. It's good to talk. It's good to say, hey, let's reflect on this. But at the end of the day, the intellect, the aql, and the reflection is on different levels. And because of that, people are going to come up, people are going to estimate different levels of comprehension and understandings. So that means someone's not going to arrive at how you understand it and what you think. They're not. As much as you try, why don't you see this? Because that level of intellect or that level of reflection is not given that to understand like that. Now, if a person sees the truth and their desire stops them from the truth, that's a whole different thing. See, that's different. Person see the truth and they don't want to accept the truth, but they see the truth and they understand the truth. But the only one that truly knows if that person understands that truth is Allah and that person. Not you. You might think they know the truth and they denying it. But you're not Allah. So, although we may share, and I'm going to give an example for this. Although we may share our different viewpoints, but to spend all day and all night and to fuss and fight and to be after somebody and the person after you and you trying to, go at each other and now I'm going to do this and you going to do. If you're doing that, you are an agent of disunity or you're just ignorant. You don't understand how things are going. Okay? Let me explain. 400 years of experience should tell you, as I said before, that we have a common enemy. 400 years should tell you we have a common enemy. It is only smart to unite based on the commonality against a common enemy. Be they a person that say they Jewish or Hebrew, or if they want to call it that, or Israelite or Kemet, if they want to call it that, Afro. As long as the brother, as long as the sister is willing to unite with you, as long as that brother, as long as that sister is willing to unite with you on a common ground that, hey, we black and we got the same problem, it don't matter what they believe in. Let Allah deal with them, or whatever the name of the creator that you happen to understand. Let that deity deal with that person on the day of judgment or hereafter, or however you believe. A Muslim, a black Muslim, because I just got on the Kemetic stuff. I just got on the Afrocentric stuff. Now we on the black Muslim. Then I'm going to deal with the black Christian. Because this needs to stop, man. This needs to stop. We don't have time. I mean, y'all are not aware of the stuff that's going, even in the underground. Y'all not aware of what's going on. And so let me continue, because I don't want to go off it. So, I was disappointed the other day. Now, these Muslims, we don't share belief, the same type of belief, right? We don't share. People know where I stand at in my deen, okay, as a Muslim. Quran wahdahu, okay? But I was disappointed not too long ago when I found out some Muslim imams, black imams, they divided. They had this little black round table thing going on. They divided though. What did they divide over? What they call Aqidah. Okay, that's cool. You have differences of Aqidah. That's cool. That's cool. You have different Aqidah and you want to talk about it. That's fine. Everyone have their differences. No one should be trying to get rid of what a person believes, because belief is based upon your intellectual understanding and capacity to reflect on a thing and for you to arrive at what is true and what is false. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wherever you went, wherever that person went or arrived at, inshallah, Allah is the one, Allah is the one that guides, right? Or, like they say, misguides. So, here's the thing though. They divided on Aqidah and then they cut away from each other. We have black issues going on. We have black struggle going on. We got white supremacists with all type of weapons. And even in the deen, to fight against a common enemy is there. And yet you're going to divide so much to the point that you don't want to dialogue, you don't want to talk to each other, what on nothing? Nothing. I mean, hey, one of the students of them, and I don't really get into all of this, but one of the students said to me, he said, if you ain't got the right Aqidah, ain't no reason to be united. You can't unite with a person who don't have the right Aqidah. If you a person who believes like that, you are an agent of black disunity. You're putting black division. Because as much knowledge and intellect that a Muslim is supposed to have, you can't see the fact that even the Aqidah has evolved over time. That's not even the issue though. The point is, you should realize, whether it be through you using the word hidayah or hidayah, guidance, or whether you want to talk about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guiding people, you should realize that people are going to either be guided on different levels or misguided on different levels. But you should also realize that the enemy who attacks your people will attack what you believe is the religiously guided or the religiously misguided. The enemy who attacks don't care if you religiously guided. The enemy who attacks don't care if you religiously misguided. The enemy don't care if on the day of judgment you're going to be punished by Allah, because the enemy don't even probably believe in that. What the enemy cares about, what he sees in front of you, and where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put you is in this world right now, at this time, at this place. That's where he's put you at. So that means you are of the seen by your friends and seen by your enemies. And your enemies, they don't care really you arguing about hidayah. They don't care about you arguing about Aqidah. They don't care about none of that. They just see a Negro, nigga. Excuse my language. That's what they see. So they don't care about all that. You have to understand you live in the real world. Yes, you're supposed to stay strong in your belief. Yes, you're supposed to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way that you have come to arrive and understand is correct according to the aql, the intellect that you have used, and you have seen that Allah has guided you to. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I'm not going to say nothing against that, because that's not for me right now to say you know, come to this way. People already know where I'm on, okay? But you notice that I'm able to say, listen, okay, you don't believe like I believe in the demon. Cool, alhamdulillah. And I sit down, talk with you. You should be this way, and you should believe this way, and it should go this way, because this is what I see is the truth. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, you know what? Because you don't believe like I don't believe, then I ain't talking to you at all, and we can't get to it. And yet we got a common enemy out here who I might just be keeping 100 with you, who's killing our people on the above ground fashion and on the underground fashion. That means accidents, things made to look like an accident, but it's not an accident. You understand? It kill you and make it look like an accident. It's not an accident. You end up missing. See, you so focused on the division, you so focused on your difference of belief that becomes your whole thing you wrapping your head around, and you blocking yourself off on this side from the enemy who's attacking, whether you believe this or believe that, whether you be a black Christian, whether you be a black Muslim, whether you be a Muslim who follows the Quran and Sunnah, you want to say Sunnah, Quran and Hadith, Quran alone, Quran Wahdahu, whether you say you a Muslim, you a NOI or a FOI or a FI, whatever you want to call it, you a Christian, you a Hebrew, at the end of the day, they see Negro, they see nigga. Yes, we know from Allah we come from, to Allah we return. That's not the subject. And that's what I'm talking about. Every time somebody brings up black unity, black power, coming together of a common defense, all these other things people put forward. And although it has something to do with something of your life in this life now and Yawm Kiyama, that has absolutely nothing to do with the circumstance of an enemy who is attacking you. See? So it's cool for us to disagree on what we believe. That's alhamdulillah. You understand? Alhamdulillah. No problem. We'll find out. We'll let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala judge who is correct in their beliefs on the day of Yawm Kiyama. With my brothers and sisters that believe like me, yes, on a belief level, I will have more camaraderie with them and share it because we have similar viewpoints, so we're going to be sharing. You see? We're going to be sharing on that level. But we black people. You want to say it in the ancient Egyptian format, when they said black, they said Kim. That there is no specific creed or belief to that. Like I just got through talking about to the Kemetic brother. Kim just means black. Hebrew, Ham is black. Even some people say the word and Ham with Shem has a connection with it in some type of way. And in Arabic it's Hama'a. Okay? Man was made, was Khalik, was Khalak, Masnun Hama'ain. Something, right? So, man was made it in black, mud, molded, and shaped. Okay? Hama'a in Arabia means hot and black. Just like Cam or Cam means hot and black. Just like in Hebrew, Ham means hot and black. They're all interconnected and synonymous. Some people say that they're the same word, just spoken in different dialects, different languages. Right? So, regardless of which way you come about it, we are black people. Which, regardless of what word you use to define that, we are black people. And at the end of the day, the enemy don't care what you call yourself and what you believe. The only thing they care about is their agenda. It's sort of like this. Somebody say something to you, right? And you're like, man, forget that, man. I don't care what you're talking about. It's about what I think. It's like that. Okay? Man, forget what you're talking about, man. Anybody give a damn what you talking about? Yeah, what he said, it's about what I'm saying. See, that's the mentality of the enemy. He don't care about what you're talking about unless it has something to do that go against him. Now, if it has something to do or go against him, now he's like, okay. What we going to do here about this? That's it. But all that other stuff, and he'll study what you talk about. Like on this thing, they study everybody. They study what everybody's viewpoints are, what the politic is, what the philosophy is, what the... I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause because I know there's pauses. They study what your theology is, what your politics is, what your theology is, and what your politic is. Because they try to find ways, hear me out, they try to find ways to get into it so they can manipulate it. How do you know you're a victim of black disunity and black division? When the differences are multiplied to the point that it gets rid of the common cause. That's how you know. It don't matter what language you talking. It don't matter what you putting up as a facade. You could be talking about comedic. Let's put on the clothes of comedic, right? Or what they want to call comedic. I don't even like calling that because that gives the assumption that the people that talk on that say comedic means you have to be stuck on worshiping a czar or talking about a czar. And then we could get in that some other time, right? But let's put on the outward shape, the outward clothing of the concept of Kemet for a second, or Hika Fatah, which is really what they call the place. Egyptata. Egyptata was what they really called the place. Hika Fatah. Okay. But we're going to use Kemet like they try to use. They did that on purpose too, to cause the colonialists. See, the white Christian colonialists, when they set up universities, they got into different studies in different areas. One of those areas, they took the ancient Egyptian beliefs and they set up certain schools. Okay, how can we use this to cause a division? Not that what it is in itself is a division on a divisive level. No, because if you go back and study that, the ancient Twa and the ancient groups that came into Egypt, that formed Egypt, because it's composed of many different groups. So it's not one type of belief. So when you say Egypt or you say Kemet, it's not one type of belief. You have monotheists, you have polytheists, you have pantheists, if you want to use those terms. So when you say Egypt, you can't, and they're all using basically the same language that begin to melt together. So you can't say there's only one type of belief. But you know what? Or they all were polytheists. But you know what? The modern day Kemetism movement, they have you thinking that, and they go anti-Islam, which is something that they learned from Christian colonialist universities. So they mixed it. So now they out there pushing it. Okay? But listen. Let's use that clothing. I'll take that off and we'll put the Muslim clothes on. We'll take that off, put the Christian clothes on, okay? So boom, I clothe myself in Kemetism. I come to the people and I immediately cause division. Not division as far as, hey, we have differences of belief, because that's going to exist. But I use automatically the differences of beliefs to crystallize one viewpoint against another viewpoint to the point of almost violence, to the point of we cannot work together, to the point of if you believe like this, we cannot be in camaraderie. See that? They're using a Kemet or certain belief to cause division to the point of where there can be no cohesion, where there can be no unity with between black people. Because now, people naturally, if you talking bad about what I believe, or you go against what I believe, or you can even, point out some of the flaws of what I believe. But if that's the only thing you harp on, if you're not trying to gain an understanding, or you're not trying to say, you know what, we believe different. Now let's move on to what we agree at, and let's get on the factor that we have a common enemy. So you see, those who spread disunity and division, They don't want the common unity denominator. They don't want that. They don't want that. See, it don't matter the language they come in. You understand? It don't matter the belief that they come in, because the spirit, the soul, or the vibration that they coming with is the same exact thing. We cannot be united. We cannot work together. And I'm going to put something of a belief or a philosophy or some history to say we cannot be together as one. If you find a person like that, they're either two things: ignorant to what's really going on, or you got yourself a real agent of division against the rise of the black nation, against the rise of the black people. You got it. Because I can take that same belief, that same difference of a belief, and I can actually take it and call my brothers and my sisters to unity, although I may be divided. Although I might have a difference of a belief, I can still call to unity and work together on a common issue. See that? Same thing with being a Muslim. Same thing with being a Hebrew Israelite. It don't matter the clothes. By clothes, I mean the belief. It don't matter the belief that they come in. I come in the name of. You got to look deeper and say, what is your spirit? What is your essence? Right? What is your want? You want our people united against a common enemy, or you want our people not to have correlation between each other? See what I'm saying? Another thing used. No, I'm gonna finish that. So how the Muslim is being tricked to do it, or is involving himself to do it, arguing over Nakida all day, all night, to the point they don't. But at the same time, they don't see coming together as one people as far as a common enemy that we are facing. If you find a Muslim like that, either they're ignorant or they are an agent of division, black division and black disunity. It's that simple. It's either you down for black unity and black power, or black self-determination, or you ain't. Or you ain't. And it don't matter what you believe. You see what I'm saying? When it comes to that, it don't matter really your belief. It shouldn't have an effect against that. Because number one, the people that you're working with is not trying to hurt you. You know, any human being knows that, okay, if you're trying to hurt me physically, trying to kill me, of course I can't work with you. Right? If you're trying to fight again, if you're trying to kill me, of course I can't work with you. Right? So if a person ain't trying to do that, they're not driving you out your homes. There's an ayat to say that. They're not trying to kill you. They're not trying to drive you out your homes. They're not working with people to drive you out your homes. What's the problem with being united then on a common cause? What's the problem? Okay, they got different belief. Okay. On the day of Yom Kippur, we're going to find out who's right and who's wrong then. But until then, what's wrong with uniting on a common cause against a common enemy? And why are you taking, whether it be you follow Quran or Hadith, whether you believe in Quran alone, whether you believe in more science, or whether you believe in Christianity, or whether you believe in Kemet or Pan-Africanism, whatever you want to call it. Why are you using that clothing? Why are you using that cloak to stop our people from uniting and becoming a strong nation? And you have a history of 400 years or so up under this oppressor? I peep. I see y'all. You can't get, y'all keep trying to come to me. Oh, brother, you said Kemet. Yeah, I mean black. Huh? Well, but Asar and Aset and Heru and I sit down and talk to you about it. I'll be like, but it's at the end of the day, brothers unite. But the Arabs, we not alive when the Arabs supposedly did this or did this, and getting into the disputes whether the Bak Treaty was if the Bach Treaty really happened or the Bach Treaty really didn't happen, or when the Muslims came out, were they really just fighting against the Persian Empire, Roman Empire, and the Greeks that ruled at that time? People X that out. They don't talk about, you know what I'm saying, Nubia at that time was Christian, and then them Nubians had sided with the Byzantine Christians. Nope, they don't bring that up at all. They just want to say the Muslims came out and, you know, supposedly the Arabs, they committed slavery. See, my point in bringing that up is we can go round and round and round and round and round and round, round and round all day, all night, and at the end of the damn day, it come back to the same issue. Are we going to unite? Is we going to unite under black determination, black independence, so we can get something going for our black nation and our black people and become an independent nation and to be against our enemies? That is the question. See? You can miss me with all that other stuff. See, I'm like that Rottweiler, right? You know how Rottweilers, they get on you, they just, they hang on. See, I'm on black independence, black unity, and there's nothing that's going to steer me away from that. I don't care what name you come in, what religion you come in, what order you come in, what fraternity you try to come in, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you come in. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. I don't care what you come in, because to me, that's the outward clothing. Now, what's your essence like? See? What's your essence like? If you ain't on the black unity, if you ain't on black independence, me and you not alike. Me and you not alike. And that's the division I'm on right there. If you not about our people, see, being protected against the enemy, now hear me out. I'm going to address another one. Some people are going to get mad. I don't care. Because this got to be addressed, man. I don't care about your method that you use to achieve it. Some people are like, brother, what, according to the Quran and this, or the Sunnah, the Quran, or the Quran alone, the Quran. Listen, I'm not talking about it like that. I said, I don't care about your method and how you deal. Let me focus on to you an argument that occurred. What was about and it's been like a week, not a week, a month and a half ago or something like that. 6 brothers, right? So, and this is what's happening. I'm not trying to get no specific name, but if you know something of it, you might know. If you don't, you don't. It's cool. You can still understand what's going on. One brother of the 3, and I'll just say 1 and 1, because that's how it really went. But there was others there. One brother say, we must make sure we abide by the Constitution until we can achieve our own nation. One brother says, F the Constitution. Care about that cracker document? Okay. We need to do some things. I don't talk to this and I don't talk to that, and that's just that. Both have the heart for our people, though. One calls the other one an agent. You an agent. The other one says, no, you just ignorant as hell. This is the modern 21st century, and technology and media got all this stuff down. You got to learn to make moves according to the limits that you're given until you're able to get it all together, and then you can establish your power base. So it was saddening that they part ways on that. And then another came along and begins to say the others are agents. So I'm going to bring this to the forefront even after I just said that. If you find and I just went to being Muslim, I went to about the Kemet thing, and now let's go to this. If you are a brother or a sister who is arguing about the methodology to achieve black power, black independence, and you use that as a means to cause division to the point that brothers and sisters are now not trusting each other and trying to fight each other, you are part of the black agenda and black disunity. The black disunity and the black division. Because now you have taken people's different methodologies. Once again, I said it before, I'll say it again. Okay? People have different levels of intellect. People have different levels of reflecting on things. Therefore, they will arrive at different methods. They will arrive at different beliefs. They will arrive at that. That is the way it is going to go. Methodology should never be the thing that you use to cause to so much, blow it up so much to the portion that now you can't come on common terms and unite for a common cause with your brother and sister. We have a person, like, and this is a sort hot topic or issue that's going on now, Grandmaster Jay. Oh, brother, there you go, talk about that agent, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. He's a fraud. He's an that. And, I mean, no one knows him before 2016. 2015. I keep pointing. I even pointed to the person that started this mess. I pointed him to the person that knew him since the 1980s, who's a hip-hop historian in Virginia. Hip-hop historian. Because he first used that to base himself that the guy's a fraud. Not even understand the full context of what people meant when they said fraud back then. Right? And that's a whole different subject. You can get into that, whatever. But, the hip-hop community and the DJ and stuff has been through different phases. Let me let this pause quick. Different phases of what they considered DJing at different times. Okay? And trying to advertise a product. I'm going to just say this and then we're going to go on to the thing. Trying to advertise a product that takes music and adds further mixes or shows the different things it can do is not being a fraud. It's called trying to sell a product. People misrepresent that too. See, if I come with a product right now, just for a second, if I come with a product that people have never heard of, and you've been doing scratching on your thing, okay, and I bring a product which can play your scratching, and then with the sleight of the hands on the motion detectors, I can add sounds or take, you see what I'm saying? And I'm advertising a product. It's clear. The new thing is the product that I'm advertising. That's not called being a product. That's called you trying to get some money for the product that you advertise. Now, some people may say, hey, well, that's not real DJing. Okay, that's not real DJing. But all you got to do, if people are interested in that stuff, and I'm going to move on. Grandmaster Jay was on BET in 1993 or 1996 doing scratching. He was caught doing scratching. From okay, it's pause on the way. It's pause on the way. So on that level, he's a real DJ, and he was known in Virginia. That's what region he came from. He wasn't a New York DJ, so he wasn't known in New York. But in Virginia, he was a DJ. All you got to do is go to the Jay Quan, the hip-hop historian, and Jay Quan, who's a hip-hop historian who's known over that way, will tell you in the 1980s, he was doing DJing. He won things. So he was known. But I gave that info a long time ago to such and such. Did you want to hear it? Nope. Because he got an agenda. See, he didn't want to make somebody out to be an agent. Now, I'm not going to comment on the other stuff that happened way later on and all that other stuff, but I'm just saying some of the base things that you think is solid is not so solid. So if you want to if you want one of those type of beef things, all you gotta do is hit Jaquan on Instagram. He's a hip hop historian. Going there, you see him with all the stars and all the, he's a historian on hip hop, and you ask him yourself. You know GMJ from the 1980s. Watch what he say and watch what he show you. Okay. Other than that, let's move on. So, if you are a person who is about the division of our people, whether it be through using philosophy, theology, your sect, your religion, method, or trying to stoke the suspicions on another brother all the time, you talking about another brother, you are a black agent of black division and disunity. That's all there is to it. Either you about uniting with us all the ones that really want the unity, and are different ways of helping. If you are constantly seen going against it in some type of shape and form, but you're still saying black this and black that, you're a liar. I see through all that, and I see the essence. Because the essence and the spirit don't change. So you can change your clothes all you want. If I go take this kufi off, I go take the kufi off and I put a ankh on, or I put a Christian cross on, or I go put some tribal headgear on. If I'm not talking about uniting our people, and I mean our people from different methods and different beliefs and different, if I'm not talking about uniting them on a common cause, I'm an agent. Or I'm an ignorant person. But at the end of the day, it still goes towards disunity, okay, and black division. And by black division, I'll say it once again, it don't mean you can't have your own beliefs. It don't mean you can't stay strong in your own beliefs. It just means you got a common enemy, and we got to work together against this common enemy. The other thing I want to touch on. One brother said to another brother, and this is dangerous. All of it's dangerous, but this is dangerous. You see, when you talk about a nation, when you talk about a movement, there's not just one part. You got your soldiers, right? You got above ground. I'm gonna hit on this. I'm glad alhamdulillah. So, let me explain something. You have above ground, what is called above ground movements, and you have underground movements. Above ground movements and underground movements function in different ways. Above ground movements are your movements that you see. Okay, those are the Black Riders. Okay, those are the new Black Panther Party. That's the part of the NFAC. That's the NOI. This is the FOI. That's called that's Huey P. Newton Gun Club. That's Fred Hampton Gun Club. That's whatever name you got out there. When you can see it, unless they have two parts to themselves, that is a above ground movement. That means people see. This is the danger. Before I say what the danger is, listen. You also have an underground movement. Generally, I must keep it 100 with you. Generally, underground movements are not going by the law. Now, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Underground movements, they killing people, man. They make it look like an accident. They shoot some things up. They shank people. They do all type of stuff. That's underground activity most of the time. When you say underground, that's what that means. Now, that don't mean all underground is like that, though. Underground could be, you organizing the people together, but you just don't want to be seen. You organizing the people together, but you don't want to be seen. How would you do that? Well, you got an above ground movement, and a couple people or a few people from the underground movement connects with a couple people, just a couple, don't need to be a lot, part of the above ground movement. And they give them ideas, concepts, motivations, strategies, tactics. And then those in the above ground movement, they take that, they analyze it, and they go about their business. See? So not all underground movement means you're doing criminal acts, or what people want to call criminal acts, outlaw acts, or whatever you want to call it. But there is an underground part to the movement. Now I'm going to say this to you. Here's the danger that is starting to happen. I want you to hear me close. There is no nation on the face of this earth that when they had a successful revolution, that when they had a successful independence, whether it be the uprising against those who were in power at that time, or they separated, they said, okay, we don't want to fight against, the government here. We're going to separate and establish our own thing over there. Okay? So when you say black independence, it don't necessarily mean you saying that you're going to fight against the government over here. It's not saying that. People get that twisted. Black independence could be, I'm going to separate, take my people somewhere, and we're going to build our own nation for our own. Okay? So I just want to clarify that. What was I saying? So the underground, this is the danger. You have now a trend going, and I want you to take this in. It's dangerous. You have a trend now, started by I'm trying to say his name, but he loves saying people's names so much, right? Shit. Now, is it beneficial to say his name so I can make people peep it or pay attention? Or Thomas said, because he says so many people now, okay, Taharka Bay. Okay, he has come with the things, the certain things that are dangerous to the underground. I'm gonna keep it 100. He came with things that are dangerous to the underground. No nation on the face of this earth who succeeded in a revolution ever had its underground exposed. You can't have just an above ground movement unless that above ground movement is powerful to the point that it's just gonna go all the way out. We just gonna get it in pop, 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 pop. We just gonna get it in. Blah. Okay, but if the above ground movement is not all like that and doesn't have the authority to do that, you need an underground movement. Okay, that can trying to be careful here. That can meet the threats of certain other like let's say white supremacist organizations and the stuff that they do. Underground movement meets that on a underground level. On an underground level. Okay? And that could involve lots of things going on, right? That can involve lots of things going on. So, here's the danger. Asking people. Now, when you're dealing with underground, it's different than above ground. Hear me out. If a person is above ground, okay, well, actually, there's really three. There's above ground, then there's the in-between, there's a semi-above ground, underground, and then there's straight underground. Underground, you'll never know who the heck it is, unless that person sometimes switch back and forth and, they do non-threatening things above ground, okay? But most of the time, underground you never see them on this media right here, okay? You won't see them. They just people that just pop up, okay? And our people are so spooky though. They don't understand what a nation consists of. You understand? A nation is just not a group saying black power. A nation is not just a group who have black economics. A nation is not just a group that marches and makes sure the police don't do certain things. A nation has to have an underground aspect to it. Okay? Has to. The unseen factor. Some from underground may come above ground and mix with above ground. Here's the danger. Now what's being propagated is this. You have to know, in order for a person to be a revolutionary, check this out, in the community. And some people fell for this. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Some people was falling for this. Now, what some people are saying, if you are a revolutionary, if you are for our people, people have to know you. Over the internet, I'm asking you, who are you? Oh no. People are asking, who are you? Who knows you? Where are you from? Even where you live at? Who's your family? What? Is this a revolution? Is this black? Do we have an enemy? Is this not social media where they track everything? And you asking me, you asking who the dudes, who knows this dude, where he from, oh, so you want to know who I know me and who I know. And we in a revolution. We in black independence and we trying to build and we got a beast that's stomping us out. And you want to know all that. So really essentially what you're doing is, I don't know who sent you, but really what you're doing is you're cutting people off from the underground. You cutting people off from doing underground activity and being able to communicate with the people, because then the people is going to be like, well, where this dude live at? Who is this dude? You can't do nothing for our black people unless we know exactly who you are and who you related to and who your friends is. So, hold on. I think some people, what they need to do, they need to click on, right? They need to click on. For real. They need to go click on. Make sure you got a different profile, whatever you paranoid, because our people are really spooky, right? Click on to the Central Intelligence Agency. Just click on. Just go over to it. Click on. Look at the YouTube and go look at the different divisions that they got and the different how they analyze stuff, and you'll come to know and you'll come to understand that is the most stupid thing. That is the most counter-revolutionary thing you could teach our people. If you really about black independence and trying to get independent. Now, if you're not about that, then that ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Okay? But if you go over there and you just click the CIA and look at the different divisions of what they do and what each division handles, you'll come back and be like, oh, that fool is crazy. Why would I on a social media be asking, I'm going to just put out there, oh, who knows Grandmaster Jay? What is Grandmaster? I'm just using a name, but it could be anybody's name. Where you from? Who knows you? Let me translate that differently. Who you connected with? Who you running with? Who is on the underground that ain't trying to be known? See, you got knowns and you got unknowns. If you an unknown, you supposed to be unknown. If you are unknown, you supposed to be able to help your people in an unknown capacity. Not everybody is about show and tell. Not everybody is on a known level. No movement has ever succeeded on the face of this earth that was trying to go for independence that did not have an unknown aspect to it and a known aspect to it. The hidden and the manifest. So the minute a man come and he tell you, in order for a person to do black stuff in the black community, we have to know, everybody, we got to know who you are and where you come from and who you know and who knows you. Let me tell you something, man. And I'm gonna do something just about me. I'm gonna use me as an example. I'm not gonna let me use this example. See, the darkness is your friend. That's one of my sayings. I say it all the time, even to my kids. I tell them, darkness is your friend. All right? You see, at night, when you got the homeless, this is just an example. You got the homeless. It's cold. Some people out there doing dirt. Not you though. You grab your bag, right? Put your bag together. You got everything that you got together during the day. While activists were out during the day helping the homeless, you at nighttime when it's pitch black, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night, got your bag out there walking around, hooded up, masked up. And you walk among the people who are homeless. No cameras. Nobody to bear witness. That's cool, because you don't do it. We feed you for the pleasure and sake of our Lord alone. And you pull it out your bag, you walk up to the homeless man and that homeless woman, and they got a child out there, and you give them some food to eat. You give them a tent that has insulation in it against the rain, against the cold. Here you go. And you keep moving. You go down a row. Here's some food for one. Here's a tent for another. Here's a tarp for another. Oh, you need to check into a hotel? I got you for the hotel. I just asked you one thing. I mean, covered and everything. What's that? Don't say a word to nobody about it. That's all I ask. And guess what? Unless that person break that rule, you'll never be known to did those things. And you know what? At that time and at that place, when that happens, then you'll know if you're doing it purely for the people, or are you doing it for the people and to be seen, or are you doing it just to be seen, to feel good, because you want somebody to say, oh yeah, that guy did it. Show and tell is okay sometimes, but some of y'all blow show and tell up so much to the point that then you begin to go against your brothers and your sisters who's not into show and tell. Then you begin to go against brothers and sisters that's in the underground. Then you begin to go against the unseen part of this thing, because you don't think something happening because you don't see it, because somebody ain't showed you it. But you know who else was watching? You know who also is counting those steps? CIA. See, y'all got this thing in your head that they just deal with things that are a threat. Nope. They watch people talk about religion, philosophy, even if it's non-threatening. They watch that too, because they want to know how a person can use it and twist it eventually to go this way or that way. So they watch it. They got people just sitting up there watching. Everybody talking this above ground stuff. They're like, okay. But really what they're concerned about is the underground. That's what they're concerned about, because you got to understand something about intelligence gathering. That's what they call it. If you want to go go get the book of Art of War. Look up under Sun Tzu in the Art of War and read the section where it talks about spies. The reverse spy, all the type of spies and what they can be used for. The main number one point is information. Information is to be guarded and kept secret, actually. Because it's through information that an enemy gives that you can calculate how dangerous they are, what resources you need to use to put against that specific area. So the minute a person tell you, listen up, the minute a person tell you on social media who you connected with, who know you, that's saying, give me all your connects. That's all. I'm going to keep it on the street level. Give me all your connects. Everybody connected with. It almost sounds like snitching, don't it? In the modern age, when we on social media, right? If you go look up the CIA and go look the CIA up, I'm talking about go to their site, look it up, the different divisions they got, then come back to the modern social media, and then go click on somebody saying, we want to know who he is. We want to know who knows him. Oh, word? You want to know who? Oh, okay. Yeah. Word. I wonder who else want to know who I know. If you involved in a black independence movement, I wonder who else wants to know who I know too. Especially on the social media. Don't you know the Central Intelligence Agency? They're putting almost all their funds into social media intelligence gathering. They still got people on the ground now, but it's dangerous. I'm saying whether you are doing. Let me say this. I'm not telling you go do nothing criminal. Here's what I'm saying to you. Whether you are doing something what they term criminal or not, they still want to know. Knowledge is power, and that is not a cliche. Sun Tzu taught you need to conceal your knowledge. The ancient mystery schools, if you want to call it that, there were certain teachings they would conceal because they did not want the impure, the profane and impure people to involve themselves in those teachings. The impure to involve themselves in those teachings, because once they get in and learn it, then they could turn around and teach people, but then they have impure actions and it turn people away from the right path. So ancient secret societies, ancient mystery schools say, there's a certain level we're not going to teach you. You can't come into this level of understanding because you're not pure enough yet. You don't have the right type of actions yet. You have to wait for a while and get pure. Then we can give you these secret teachings or this knowledge, because once you grasp this knowledge and you are the holder of it, you become the representative of it, then you turn around and start teaching people. If you have impure actions, this will turn the people away, and thus you will corrupt the teachings and people's view of the teachings. So that's why secret societies kept certain teachings away, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is influence. Knowledge also helps you determine if you're an enemy of that knowledge. Knowledge also helps you grab that knowledge and determine how much, what I have to do to destroy, infiltrate, divide, cause division, cause chaos. As long as I don't know exactly what you got, know exactly what you own, I can't really all the way infiltrate and do what I'm doing. But if a man in the 21st century, in 2021, 2020, get up here and you talking about black revolution, black liberation, you don't think the government, you don't think that they see that somehow as a form of a threat? And you asking people that potentially are coming from the and you asking people that potentially are coming from the underground, who are you? Where you coming from? Who know you? That's not something you ask the underground. That's not something you ask the underground. That goes against the whole concept of having a hidden aspect and underground. You exposing. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You exposing to your enemies your underground capability. And people falling for that. You becoming snitches and don't even know it. You exposing and don't even know it. That's called an agenda. Listen, it's simple. Listen. If a brother, so then how do we do this? Listen, it's pretty easy. Because check this out. The CIA has a hidden aspect, we know that. And they're going to keep having that. So you worried about is this guy's an agent and that guy's an agent? Oh, he's CIA. Well, the CIA agent could be standing right dead in front of you in the above ground movement. He could be a person that's a leader of a movement that you know of, that's out there doing all these activist things, hidden in plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. Not unknown and hidden. No. They might have agents that do that too, of course. But I'm saying to you, so worried about agents that you don't understand that an agent could just be normal everyday person, just walking around and doing activist work right along with you. He don't do nothing suspicious. See that? So for a person to get up here on social media and say, we want to know that, like as if you know who this person is, that's going to stop that person from doing agent activity. That's not going to stop nothing. The only thing that's going to do is you exposing the underground. That's the only thing it's going to do. Because some people on the underground people under the underground are not agents. But because of what they do, and because of how knowledge works, especially according to the intelligence, the government intelligence community, and then you have private intelligence. Private intelligence is you into intelligence gathering and stuff like that. The same thing like basically the CIA, but you are private intelligence gathering. See? There's that too. So I'm saying the underground has its own private intelligence gathering. The underground has its own type of war. Let me add a word to that. The black underground has its own intelligence gathering. The black underground has its own soldiers. The black underground has its own ambassadors. The black underground has all of that. And if you sit up here, someone has been sent on social media to propagate the idea that every single time one of our people help in activism work, you must know who they are, where they come from, who you know. What? You a snitch. And you spreading this poisonous, cancerous belief everywhere. But people see, though. People see you. So, if you are constantly pushing for division, listen, I need for y'all to never mind what the words are. Never mind the guise of religion it comes in. It could be Muslim, Kemetic, Afrocentric, Hebrew Israelite. It can whatever name you got out there. If they push it for division and disunity and not for our people to connect and be united 100, for Black Independence, they are either ignorant or it don't matter how intelligent they sound. Because you got some intelligent fools. It don't matter how intelligent they sound. Because you got some intelligent fools. At the end of the day, if that person is throwing suspicions all the time, that person's putting somebody's name out there all the time, and that person is constantly stoking division, even just to get views, you're dealing with a black agent of black division and disunity to cause distrust into the hearts of our people. So distrust, so that Our people cannot unite because you can't avoid above ground, agents. I mean, they in different movements. You understand? You need an underground. You need another ground. You need your own type of agents. You need your own people that's collecting intelligence. That's meeting with certain people on the above ground that they basically trust and saying, hey, boom. You need that. And for a man to come and say everybody that's doing some type of work, you need to know who they are, who they connected with, blah, 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 blah. No, you don't. All you need is this. All you need is this. Is this brother right here that I do know of, or sister, or is this brother that I don't know, or sister I don't know, are they doing good things for the community? Are they trying to stoke division? That's the real basis and foundation. Are they trying to stoke division, or are they for unity? If they for unity, and they want our people to get together, they want to be part, cool. I don't care what your philosophy. I don't care what your philosophy, theology is, and this and that. As long as you trying to help our people, alhamdulillah, cool. If you're using, and this is the last thing I'm gonna hit on. It's becoming a trend to say, for our black soldiers, I respect our black soldiers from our people greatly. I really do. That's all the way from militia members all the way to, the black riders, that get in the people's, the face, police, say, hey, what's going on? All that. I respect anybody that's trying to do something, but listen up to some of the soldiers, man. Just like they using it, you can't use you being the soldier. See, every nation, we a nation, right? We a nation. We're not just a movement. We're a nation. That means everyone does something different. Everyone can't be a soldier. Everyone can't be a soldier. Everyone is not cut out to be a soldier. So just because a person is not a soldier, just because a person is not on the front line, as they say, the front line, right? Front line on the above ground movement I'm talking about, which usually don't consist of really, killing or, that type of stuff. But it's about, holding people accountable and getting up in their face and letting them know, check this out. And some other stuff might pop off and somebody might go to jail. Hey, okay, I recognize that. But listen, we cannot, whatever we do in the movement, wherever our part is, here's my point. We can't take that and say, if you're not doing this, then I don't want to hear from you. I don't care what you talk about. That's not how a nation operates. It's not how a nation operates. At the same time, if somebody's criticizing some of the soldiers out there on the front line, you need to shut up. What you criticizing for? You're not out there. But at the same time, there's a black think tank. There's a black underground. There's black underground soldiers that may be doing some things that'll get them in trouble. Trouble. And then you got black above ground soldiers. That's the movements that you know of. That be sometimes hopping, in their face, like, hey, what you doing? Or you got some that got the method, no, we ain't gonna hop in their face, we're gonna kick open and carry and hold, the guns. Because what that does is that influences the masses, and that gets people to collect to our number, to the numbers that we can start having a black independent nation and declare ourselves independent. See? At the same time, protecting the people, putting pressure to that we want some answers to what's going on. Whatever your method is out there, I've seen this happen. I don't want some of the black soldiers to start saying, man, if you're not on the front line with us, don't talk to us. No, that's not how that go. See what I'm saying? If you're not on the front lines with us, then we don't talk to us, and we ain't talking to you about till you get on the front lines. Everybody not a soldier. Everybody not gonna be on the front lines, but everybody's your brother and sister, and therefore there's a black think tank out there too that sees strategies and tactics they can share with you to open your eyes to stuff. Because a real nation has different departments or different parts to it. Okay, it's a whole. You can't take one part and you can't blow that up and then exclude everybody else and talk bad, talk down because you ain't on the front line. No, because a nation is more than just soldiers on the front line. A nation has black think tanks. A nation has artists. A nation has musicians. Look at this nation, and that's what you got. And you talking about being a black independent nation, and you have all of that. And so each part need to be able to communicate to the level that it is supposed to communicate in order to have that function as one body. We cannot let arrogance and we cannot let pride get so much to the point that we just cancel out everything else. We cannot let, if you're a person that's into philosophy or religion or whatever, and you like to talk on it, you cannot let arrogance, you cannot let pride get to the point where you don't want to have camaraderie with your brothers and sisters from different understanding. Anybody who's doing that on any level, they become a black agent, a black division, and disunity of our people. Like I told one brother, he a soldier. He said, man, if ain't nobody on the front line, I ain't trying to hear shit. And I don't want to hear nothing. And he can't tell me, bruh, that's not, I hear what you're saying. I'm glad, I'm proud for you. I'm glad you had a heart step forward on that level. But there's always a level higher. And there's always a level lower. You see what I'm saying? So people should not down each other is what I'm trying to say. People should not blow up one part and make it the whole. But let everything be synchronized. Right? Like the sun, the moon, the clouds, the ground on the earth, the earth, you know what I'm saying? The wind. It's all part of the round globe, but it has its different parts and its different part and synchronization. It's just like the heart and the brain to a body. Which one's more important, the heart or the brain to a body? If you get shot in the head, if you get shot in the brain, what's going to happen? If you get shot in the heart, what's going to happen? You need the different parts in order for the whole body to function. See, it's vital. It's important. So, none of that arrogant stuff. I hope, what I said. I hope what I said, made stuff a little bit clearer. So, again, if your religion, viewpoint, philosophy, theology, or position makes it or what you do makes it to the point where you blow it up so much that you cannot unite on a common ground with your black people, as far as us having a common enemy and us uniting in order to deal with this common enemy, then you, whether you are a black man or woman, are a black agent, a black division, and black disunity. Whether you're doing it ignorantly or knowingly. And like the saying goes, I quote two things. I'll say one more thing after that. Sun Tzu said in war that if you divide an enemy's number, you can conquer them. So now my question to you is, if you are causing division among your own people, I don't mean that you have a different belief. I'm saying, or a different position. I'm saying that if you are blowing that up to the point that becomes the whole, and you exclude everything else, and you're arguing, fighting with everybody else because they're not on exactly how you on, or believe exactly how you believe, and believe how you don't believe how you believe, right? And you're arguing to the point of, I'm not going to have no camaraderie with you for us to be able to face a common enemy. That right there fits what Sun Tzu said. When you divide a people, you can conquer them. You're letting the enemy conquer you. You're helping your enemy conquer us. You understand? You're causing the black division yourself through your own through your own wants, or through your own desires, or ignorance, or maybe you purposely doing it. And also, like the Quran say, do not dispute or do not divide lest your power depart. Now I'm taking that as a principle. Okay? I'm gonna take that as a principle. So, as on a principle level, if you divide to the point where you don't want camaraderie, it's gonna make your power depart. If you are a person that say you are about black power, black independence, then that's the opposite. See, dividing to the point where you can't have camaraderie, that's the opposite of black power. Because what makes your power depart is your disunity, your division, to the point you cannot work together. Last thing I'm going to say about this is you all heard about the elephant. And it's an African tradition where they say some people were blindfolded. And it said that each person, and I might be chopping the story up, but I'll give you the basic understanding of it, right? Basic understanding of it is I'll take like 3. So 3 people was blindfolded. And they was told to grab the elephant. So each one grabbed a part. One person grabbed the tail. So he's describing how the tail feel. And the word is elephant. So really he's describing the elephant. That is to the level of where he know or where he can feel. Another person is grabbing the trunk of the elephant. They all blindfolded, remember? And he's describing the elephant. What he feel? He feels the trunk. He feels the... Another person is grabbing the middle part of the elephant. He's describing the bulkiness. Each one is describing the elephant, the same elephant, but different parts of the elephant. Each one of them are right, but each one of them are wrong. Because the whole elephant is much more than the individual parts that they are grasping or touching. Us as a black nation, we the elephant. Us as a black nation, we the elephant. But some of y'all are grabbing certain parts, and that's the only part that you can see. So you arguing with your brother about really what the elephant is. We can't do that. You got to take them blindfolds off and stand on one code and just be black and stand in line and say, okay, we see the whole elephant. This is what it is. Now what we got to be watching out for is that poacher who's about to kill that elephant. When you was blindfolded, you wouldn't know if a poacher was coming to kill that elephant. And then he might turn around and kill you. So I hope you understand the point. We got to, as a people, we got to have unity. It doesn't matter whether you are Kemetic, whether you on Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hebrew Israelite, or you see yourself, because some people identify it all together. Like they say, Hebrew Israelite is my nationality, and all the prophets were Muslim. Whatever concept you got out there going on. It has to be where you're using it to the good of your people to fight against oppression. It cannot be that you are causing division and disunity to your people to the point, division to the point where you can't have no camaraderie anymore. You don't want to talk. You don't want to get together and go against a common enemy. Then you're a liability. you in the way. You're a liability. You're in the way. You become essentially an agent of the white power structure, and you don't even know it. Some of you do. So, with saying that, I hope this sort of enlightened a little bit. I'm going to end it like this, like I began it. But before I do, it is okay for a man or a woman to have differences of religion, belief, philosophy, theology, because man was created, woman was created with different levels of intellect and different levels of reflection, which then determines what comprehension they will have as to what is right and what is wrong. This is why you cannot constantly argue with each other to the point, and here's the point. Once you see a person is deadlocked, once you see a person is, they got their belief and that's just what it is, that's when you close it up. There's no reason to argue no more. You got your point, I got my point, I gave you my logic, you gave me your logic, you gave me your feeling, I gave you my feeling, whatever it may be, and you don't want to come to the way that I understand it, I'm not coming to the way that you understand it, to you be your way of understanding, and to me mine. On the day of judgment, the Creator will judge. What's up with that? Until then, we have a common enemy. We live in the real world. Okay? This is not Yama Kiyama yet. We are from a Akum. We are from a people. Okay? We have many different tribes. And we need to be able to defend our people from a common oppressor. One brother said to me, and there was a good point, he said the prophet, according to the history book, the Sirah or whatever, the prophet united the Arabs who were Christians and Jews and pagans in Medina, and they fought in Medina. They fought to protect Medina. Now, that's up to you if that story is correct or not. If any of you go out there by that, then that's an example for you. Right? Medina, the city, the prophet. There was Christians, there were Jews, there were Christians, Jews, and pagans. And a pact was signed, a constitution was written that all of us will be united, regardless of our different belief, against the common enemy. At that time would have been Quraysh. But they were united, though they had different beliefs. See? So, you got stories like Shaka Zulu. He united his people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and see, that dealt with killing. See, some killing had to go on, right? And sometimes, I'm just going to keep it 100 because I'm not here to just sugarcoat nothing. Sometimes, eventually, that's going to probably have to happen to some. There's some people out there that are actively wanting us to never have power and want to be divided forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. They don't want us free. They want us under oppression because they get a paycheck or they get, a kick out of it, or they just love causing the mischief, whatever. But people are dying. People are dying because somebody wants to play the division game. Because the brother or the sister that would have been there to help me and aid me and protect me, or I protect them, we divided now because they believe something different. And at the same time, we're not even reflecting the fact that man's intellect, whether man or woman's intellect, is on different levels anyway, so you're going to have a different perspective in the world anyway. So what am I taking all my time and energy so much to the point that when you finally just disagree with me and you're going to fight? We're going to fight. We're going to cut off our ties and I don't want to talk to you no more. Do you not realize, like my Muslim brothers say, it's Allah that gives the guidance. You don't get a guidance, Allah get a guidance. But you somehow think that you're the one giving the guidance. That you think that you're the one giving the guidance.
You just sharing the call, right? It's a lot of get a guidance, right? So that's for the for my Muslim brothers and sisters, you know. Those of you who say the nature, those of you who's on nature, well, the natural design of things, although it's different parts, it is interconnected and interdependent on each other. We must be interconnected and we must be interdependent on each other so we can be an independent nation and people. We cannot let, do you go by the Asar or Aset or Heru, or do you go by, are you a Muslim or are you a Christian? Listen, what you should be asking is, black man and black woman, are you for the liberation of our people, for us to establish an independent nation, for us to get gone, for us to have our own stuff? If you for that, then come on. Now, what you should believe and what you should not believe, me and you can dialogue on that here and there. You know, we can discuss, but we'll deal with all that later on when we independent. Really, on the major level. But until then, till now, let us unite. And that other stuff right there, we can talk about it and all that, but at the end of the day, we must be united. We must get our own stuff. We must see the common enemy that uses all that. The common enemy uses Islam. They send agents in to use Islam to cause you division or to exacerbate the division. See, they sent agents in to be Muslims to cause the division, to cause to the point where you can't unite with your brother and sister. They send people in to be Christian so that you don't want to get out there and do activities to help to establish your black nation. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. Don't do that. The Lord has said that y'all should turn the cheek, right? Obey your masters. They got Christians that do that. They got Pan-African, if you want to call it that, Kemeters, send out his agents so that they keep the division in the community against Muslims and Christians and others, and constant arguing and stuff, so that we cannot be on one code and united to establish independence as a black nation. Don't look at what the person say out their mouth, what they believe. Look at the aim that they're aiming for. If they're about unity, they're your brother and sister. If they're about disunity and division, they are not really your brother and sister unless they're doing it in ignorance, and then you got to explain to them, listen, look, this is what we're trying to do. And if they just can't get it because the level of their intellect don't get it, then okay. That's the one we put to the side. We got it on that level, we got to put you to the side, because forward, we got to have unity. Our people is dying. We ain't got no time for the craziness. We ain't got time for it. Because you think what happened in Washington, D.C. is the end of it? Man, y'all better get ready. Y'all better get ready, man. And y'all better be on code and be united, you know, because the underground real. Some of y'all think this stuff is fake. Some of y'all think, even with the above ground movements, some of y'all think it's fake, but let me tell you, the underground's real. The underground's real. And don't let nobody come to you telling you to distrust your brother and sister because they don't know your brother and sister. It's about the action that you do. If you help and if you for the cause, if you for the unity of our people, then alhamdulillah. I don't need to know who your family members and where you from all the time. And now, if we happen to get close on that level, because in any movement, you have some people that are closer together than others. That's just where it goes. Even in the nation. Look at the nation we're in, not USA. Everybody in USA don't know each other. People come together closer with certain people. And then they know their families. They know, they kick it with them and stuff like that. That's cool. That's good. But never exclude your brother and sister that you don't know, because you automatically put in your mind that they may be an agent for division. I can't find nothing out about them. Oh, I don't trust them. That don't mean you don't be cautious, but at the same time, that don't mean you, oh, yeah, I can't trust them, because what you fail to realize is the agent can be next door to you. The agent can be the person right now that you chilling with, and that you kicking it with, and that you sharing stuff with, and that you talking with. So all that extra paranoia agent stuff, that's just being used as a tool to cause black division and black disunity. Don't let them use that trick, brother and sister. Now, if it's meant for us to be a united black nation, if it's meant for us to be black independent, it will happen as long as we keep working together. And them agents that's in the midst, they can't stop this. You see that? But for you to be extra paranoid to the point, oh, I don't know that brother, I don't know that sister. I did some research and I can't find nothing about who you really working for. You should be asking the guy next to you that you think you know. Let me tell you something. Don't you know that if they wanted to, the FBI, the CIA, and all them, they can give a person a whole history. Don't you understand that? Don't you understand that? They can give a person a whole history. They got enough agents to say that they knew this person when they was a kid. A whole history. They give you a whole format. So all this stuff about, we want to know. Who knows? We want to know. Who's his friends? Who knows them? All of that, they can manufacture all that and give you that information. Then what? Then what? Oh, yeah, he checks out. He checks out. He checks out. Everybody, he checks out. Don't you know our people? Check this out. Don't you know our people, some of them are real poor? Don't you know that if they wanted to, the CIA, FBI, they can pay them money to say they know somebody? They could pay groups of people to say they know somebody. Good money. So all that stuff about, oh, he may be an agent. Oh, who know him? Who don't know him? Don't trust him. That's a tactic to cause division. Trust in your Lord. Grit your teeth. Build for black independence, black nation, with the brother that you know and the brother that you don't know, and try your best to teach unity. This is the key. Unity. Because guess what? Guess what the agent gonna try to do? You want to know what the agent is, whether he's seen or unseen. You know what he gonna do, right? What does Sun Tzu say? What did the Quran say? What does any real general and any military, what is any real true religious leader, when he wants to keep his community together, what does he tell you? If that person is propagating division, then that person is an enemy. And that's facts. You don't need to know anything else. Keep it to that essence. If this person's about unity, if this person's about building our black nation, that's your brother and sister. Embrace them. But if that person, whether he say they Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hebrew, Kemetic, whatever, Moorish, whatever, always preaching division and disunity to make our power depart so we can't have no unity, that person is an agent. That's the agent. That's how you know. Facts. All that other stuff they throw up in there, that's distractions to get you, wobbly and, no. Mm-mm. So, that's what it don't matter how they sound. See, that's what us as a people, we got rhythm and we got, we got style. So we get caught on the sound, right? But we not piercing the essence. You understand? We not piercing the essence of what that person's saying. I could say it with my words in many different ways, but if it amounts to division, that's counterproductive. if it amounts to unity, that's productive. I don't care how you say it. I don't care how you make yourself sound. I don't care if you use the Kalam Arabiya. I don't care if you use the Abaru, the Hebrew. I don't care if you say it in Kemetic. I don't care. I'm not looking at your tongue or your language. I'm looking at the essence. I hear your master's voice and what it's calling to. That's what I hear. And so that's what I'm focused on. When somebody in the black struggle or black community or black whatever, or even sometimes, I'm looking for one thing and one thing only. Oh, that sounds good, but do I hear any unity in there? Do I hear unity? Do I hear suspicion? Do I hear disunity? Oh, I hear disunity. Okay, I'm gonna keep watching. Oh, where? Okay. Oh, he is. Oh, she is. Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. Maybe you just want to be the leader of it, right? Okay. Where? Wait, check this out. Unity is the factor. If you're saying division, disunity, all that other stuff, it don't matter what religion you're talking. It don't matter what stance you're coming from. I hear you, but I see you more. See, I hear you, and I feel you, but I see you more than all that. I say, yeah, that was good. That was good how you twisted it and you put the little suspicions and you put the little fillers in, and you really don't know. You ain't got the facts all the way, and you just added other type of twist to the story and stuff. Your own little personal. I got it. Yeah, it sounds good though. Yeah, for real. But at the end of the day, it leads to division of our people fighting each other. I'm looking at people dividing on that side and that side. I'm like, I remember the real COINTELPRO. I ain't talking about the new definition of COINTELPRO, people trying to prop up so that they can cut away the real COINTELPRO. See, because that's going on too. People putting new definitions for COINTELPRO, talking about it's updated. The only updating of COINTELPRO, the real, is social media right here. And them analyzing you. That's the only update. But if you think for a second that they ain't doing old COINTELPRO the old way, why wouldn't they do it the old way when the old way worked? You don't change a thing when it worked. You just add on to it, but you don't change the old thing because when it works. So you watch out for these teachers. I don't care if they say they're Muslim, if they say Christian, if they say Moorish, if they say Kemetic, if they say Kemetic, they say Afro, whatever they want to say, whatever culture they coming in. If their aim is division and not for us to come together to build and become strong, and they just want their little group to whatever, they doing it out of ignorance and feelings, or they doing it out of they're a real agent. But at the end of the day, the consequences are the same. Division of the black nation, and we cannot raise up an independence. So I warn you of that. Watch out for that, because that's what's been going on. You know? So with all that, I'm going to say, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, black power, black independence, and be on the lookout. Straight ahead, like Matulu said. You know, I'm going to end it like I started. Part of the black division is when them brothers in Harlem attacked that sister at the store. That's part of black division. That's part of black disunity. The community in Harlem and the other places, if they are able to, they should find them dudes who attacked our sister, and the community should deal with them, because that's black power and that's black unity. You don't need no police. Get your own private investigating. We need to beef up black power, you know? Get your own private investigating brothers and sisters. Get your own squad. Investigate. Be your own intelligence gathering system. Above ground, not just underground, above ground. Find out the people that do these things and you deal with them. Because as long as brothers and sisters can continue to kill our own brothers and sisters out there like that, or hurt our own brothers and sisters out there like that, we trying to get unity, you don't need no police. We in 2021. Get you a book on intelligence gathering, get you a book on private investigating, get on some things, learn about it, put your thing together, go out there, analyze, investigate, and when you see people do stuff like that, you analyze how much of the danger that they did, how much, you'll find out if they just an ignorant, stupid fool that needs some help, or if they a person that's just habitual and don't give a damn and want to keep doing this crazy stuff, and then I had 1,000 chances, you deal with them. And let it be known, look here, man, we're not tolerating none of that no more. You got to have heart like some of the gangsters have heart. Man, you do this in my community, in the community, and we find you, we catch you. Man, forget the police. That's just my personal opinion. Some of y'all gonna say give them to the police. Okay. Hey, black man, black woman. Hey, if that's what you, okay. But real independence, real self-determination, man, if we catch you, that sister wasn't doing nothing to you, man. She wasn't doing nothing to you. And now I'm going to tell you this. You got to understand something about a psyop, man. See, some of these brothers and sisters that do this type of stuff, they paid to do it. I know you're going to be like, oh, no, hear me out. So you got to understand things on a calculated level. You don't understand, as black people, we are a nation within a nation. There are certain corporations and groups who have an interest to make sure that we do not unite the way we want to unite. They will pay a hungry Negro some money to just randomly go out there and do something. It exists, man. It exists. Because that's tactic and strategy. Start studying Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Start getting, listen. It's available nowadays. Don't let people spook you out. This is 2021. You got intelligence gathering books out there. You got books how the CIA operate, how the Mossad operate, how the Russian KGB operated. You got tactics, methodologies, strategies, how to construct, put together your own intelligence gathering apparatus and call it a private investigation. Go look it up. You got the governmental investigators. That's governmental. Then you have private investigations. And you don't even need to be recognized. I mean, let's just say you want to be underground. You could just study this stuff, get the knowledge of it, or pick one of your friends to go to school for it if you want to go that route. Or you can just get the books yourself and just practice it, get a private investigating license. I'm getting this to you now, I don't care. You can different ways. You can just grab the books yourself. Look, you can go on. And some people are spooky, but we got to get past the spooky stuff. If you're in a war, it's about tactics and strategies. Okay? You can't limit yourself to 1960. Go get you a dang police manual. Listen, check it out. Look at this. Look at this. The police has been around a while, right? It has been doing what it does for a while. That means there is some success in what they do. Say that again. The police has been around for a while. They have not destructed. They ain't. I'm saying they have been successful in what they do, as far as the organizational aspect. You need to get you some police manuals about how they structure and organize. Tactics, methods, mentality. And when you got all that together, you got your intelligence, you gathering, you got the private investigator, you got the police, you form your own black uh, 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 independent squad or black independence organization, and you put that mug together and up and help your people with it. This is 2021. This ain't 1960 no more. This ain't 1950 no more. You got to upgrade. Like that phone you get, you got to upgrade. And then when you have stuff like that going on in the black community, man, look at here, you get one or two chances to hurt our people, and we gonna come by to swoop you up. And you ain't got to worry about the police. We gonna come by and swoop you up. You either for the unity. Look, little dude. Look, sis. It's either you for the people or you not for the people. At the same time, I recognize some people got financial issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying just be stupid with it. You know what I'm saying? Part of taking that path of doing those things is also being mature and intelligent. You got to balance stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody that do some stupid stuff or even a crime. They ain't no throwaways. You understand? You got to learn the balance between justice and mercy. Reform. Some of people used to be the most dangerous criminals. They're the most best people nowadays. You understand? So I'm not saying do the throwaway thing, okay? But what I am saying is certain things can't be tolerated, man. And you got to get dealt with. Even if it is, I'm not going to sit up here tell you how to do it. Because I'm not trying to be, some people try conspiring and whatever. But here's what I'm going to say. Come up with your method. I mean, there was one person that said something like, you can snatch them up. I mean, there's punishments you can give a person and let them go. Sometimes a beat down is all you need. Take you to the chop shop and beat you down or something and let you go to your family. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who beat them down, but they know the message they gave them. Keep your hands off our sisters out here, man. I don't care how many homies you got. Your homies couldn't stop me from getting you. I tell you what, let me give you another story. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a real true story. There was this group, right? This is like in 1993, then 1993. There was this little squad, right? And I'm not gonna say the name, but there was this big gang. You know what I'm saying? They was gang banging. They was killing fools up. You know what I'm saying? They was snatching fools up. Fools ended up missing, all type of stuff, right? They ended up killing this dude. This dude, he wasn't no gangster or nothing. He wasn't none of that. But they ended up killing this dude, right? And he had this one dude was part of this little clique. It was like this little clique. I ain't gonna get no names. That clique could not outwit that gang. That gang was some crazy fools. That gang was crazy fools. And he was part of a clique that was not as crazy. So, they began to add numbers to their clique. When they added numbers to their clique, they sent like 4 or 5 dudes from their clique. One of the rules of their clique, you can't get tattoos. You can't get tattoos. But the gangs, they had tattoos. So they sent 4 or 5 dudes to this gang to get put on. them out of them 5 dudes, 3 of them dudes got put on. So now they part of this gang. But that gang don't know that them 3 dudes is part of that clique, and they mad about they partner getting killed. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just walking by, and people wanted to pop him. So them 3 dudes is now in the gang, but they really part of a clique. But that gang don't know that he part of the clique. They want to know who the hell told these dudes to kill such and such. They partner. So they finally finds out who the one that told them to kill. So basically, one day, when the homies is kicking it, them 3 dudes is kicking it with the dude that ordered, told their homies to go out, and they was having fun, and they just decided to just do somebody, right? So they found the dude who actually had that idea. So now this dude that sent his homies out to do that got 3 new homies. So he thought. So now the 3 new homies and this dude is kicking it. They rolling around. Oh yeah, pull over here and there, such. Well, homie not homie no more. See, homie not homie no more. Homie dead. It don't matter how powerful and strong you are. You can get touched. Is the point. Don't be out here doing people wrong, man. It don't matter. I don't care what your hood name is, what none of that. You can get touched. No one's invincible. I'm not invincible. No one is. See? Now, to this day, them 3 dudes that's part of that gang is still part of that gang. But they really part of a clique. Right? They're really part of a clique. Just some kicking it friends they got. But they just cool with these other dudes that ain't from the gang, but they just cool with them. They kick it with them every once in a while. Everybody ain't got to be from your hood or your gang. Be cool with, right? So my point is, you can't do wrong and mischief on the earth. All type of craziness among our people and expect that the repercussions won't come back on you one way or another. Okay? You just can't. Right? And so, if any people is out there doing this type of wrong to our people, that is against black, that is black division pushing blackish unity. And we got to have camaraderie and unity together upon raising our black nation. Right? So that's why I said end it with that. That sister that was killed, and the reason why I bring that story is this. You could be a private investigating squad and somebody out there doing this crazy stuff, and you can get into whatever they into. Because movements, above ground movements, organizations, gangs, crews, whatever you want to call it, they're all about getting some recruits. So just like the CIA and the FBI and all them can do it, you can do it too. You can do it too. No one's untouchable. So don't let that scare you. Oh, they got this meaning up, man. Forget all that. It's about black power. It's about black independence. It's about the black nation. It's about unity. If you're not about that, then you against that. If you against that, you need to go somewhere, because some people really want this. We tired, man. We tired of the dying and the killing and all that stuff. And it's helping white supremacists, man. And we can't scoop that stuff under the rug. It's not a white person saying this to you. It's a brother saying it to you. So don't use that, oh man, you trying to, saying, You on the side of the pole. Nah, nah, we don't want to hear all that. We want to hear all that no more. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody on the side of no police or nothing. It's enough is enough. In order for us to have unity and have power, you have to, the main ingredient, you have to have unity and power. Unity is what brings power. Cohesion, unity makes you solid, brings power. Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. Enough of this stupid stuff, man. We need to unite our people, and we need to be against our common enemy. But if our common enemy has some of our people who's doing these type of wrongs, that need to be cleaned up. That need to be cleaned up. Because that sister didn't do nothing wrong. And there's other situations that happen out there. And that just need to stop, man. If you bored, you ain't got nothing to do in 2021, and you want to go mess with somebody, go mess with them white supremacists, man. You need a list. You need the organization. You need some names. You need the names of some of the organizations. You need to know where some of them at or something. I know someone rolled through the hood. See, some of them roll through the hoods nowadays. They just be in tinted windows. Last thing, not least, and I'm going to get off of here. If y'all see some of these white guys that be out here doing these pranks, and they using the N-word, or they playing like it's the N-word, check this out. That's called lone wolf strategies. Lone wolf strategy is a person who's a white supremacist. They part of a white supremacist organization, but they lone wolfing. Lone wolfing is they sent out on their own, and they're going to do softening up. Softening up, that means that they going into hoods and territories, and they gauging how fast your action and reaction is, how far they can go into the hood. See, I remember back in the 90s, the hoods, if you was white, you couldn't come into the hoods. See what I'm saying? If you couldn't come into the hoods in the 90s. If you was white and came to the hood, it was going to be a problem. That's how it was. That's how it was. But now, certain people who are, I'm not saying all whites, but I'm saying certain people who are white supremacists, organization orientated, coming into the hoods, and they come off as like they're doing a prank. Hee ha ha ha. I got the camera, so you know it's a prank. No, that's a prop. That camera's a prop. That's for you to get out your own, your own white supremacy, and you targeting our people and trying to see how susceptible they are to certain things that you're doing, so that when the white supremacist organizations come through, see, they trying to figure out how, how they gonna maneuver and roll through. And if you got certain foot soldiers that's walking around through the hoods already, under the guise they doing pranks, saying the N-word or words that sound like an N-word, they testing you. They softening you up. So that if it ever really go down, they can just come out and deploy themselves, just come in like one at a time, not as a group. And if it really get hectic, come in as a group just shooting. Right? But they got the people going through there and just being cool and chilling and, softening up and using the N-words and trying to see if the excuse they give will be the thing that'll get them off. So you learn to accept certain things like that. See, your reaction is not immediate. And they come in with cameras, oh, that's just the dude that's doing pranks, but he gonna get his butt whooped one of these days. He keep messing up. Nah, you're not understanding. You're not peeping the game. You're not peeping what they doing. You gotta get on code. You're not understanding what they doing. They softening up. And the more you let up in there with them cameras, talking about they pranking, yeah, that's the one who's click, click, clack, clack. This is who, and da 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 da. And this is the areas we can go into, and this is how we blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And when they come through, Then when they finally come through, surprise, surprise. So, we're saying that peace and black power, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, black liberation. And like I always say, if you're not healthy, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you healthy. And if you're not healthy, if you're healthy, alhamdulillah, may Allah keep you in health. And if you're not healthy, may Allah make you healthy indeed. You know. So thank you for hearing me out. I hope I made some sense. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Y'all have a good day.